Greetings, dear viewer, and welcome to episode 11 of my survival Minecraft Let's Play. I am iWatt, and Minecraft 1.20 has been released, and in this episode we will be exploring that. And with exploring, I literally mean exploring. We will be looking for some of the structures and some of the new loot that is available in this update. That means that we have quite a lot of things on the schedule here, so can we please play the intro? In Minecraft 1.20, they added quite a lot of different things, and some of those are actually quite annoying for us to get, because we'll have to travel very far away, but we'll get to that. First, I want to cover some of the things that we can get right away here at our base. And the very first thing I want to have a look at is the bamboo things. And so you get your bamboo just by using some bone meal, and then you can craft it into some new blocks. Let's actually just craft everything. We can always grow more bamboo. And let's actually have a look at this block. Just so you know, I haven't really looked at a lot of the things in this update myself. I just had a quick 10-minute look in creative mode. Usually I'm quite on top of the updates, but this time I am not. So actually you'll be watching me discover some of these things as I go through them. I actually really like this block. This is actually a really nice block in my opinion. The green color I really like. I think I actually want to try this next to some other colors, because that's how you use blocks in this game. They seem to be quite expensive as well, because that was like half a stack of bamboo. So we need to grow, we need to grow a lot more bamboo then. In my opinion, it is very difficult to talk about my discovery process of these new blocks as I go along here. Because, I mean, what else is there to say except like, oh, I like this, I like that. Oh, I do not like this, I do not like that. So you kind of have to bear with me a little bit. What I have here is I have tried this block with some, at first sight, maybe very weird and strange combinations. But I came to the conclusion that this block goes with some real blocks. It goes together well with nature, which is always a very good thing in this game, because there is just a lot of like greeneries in this game. And I was very surprised by how well it went with the dark blocks. Like, it goes well with deep slate. And when I'm trying like new blocks, oh dear. Let me first take care of these guys. Oh dear, I have only been experimenting with this one single block here, and I'm already 20 minutes going, so I think I'm starting to lose my sanity here. If I even had that in the first place. I was talking about how I go about testing new blocks, and the way I do that is by using them next to some weird combinations to really get a feel of what works and what doesn't work. For example, like this block that you can obtain by having the bamboo block and stripping it with your axe. I do not think that this works well with the blue. However, in some builds I think you can still make this work together. And I think same with the green variant that we just stripped into the yellow one. These blocks have a lot of potential because, like, at first these combinations may seem very clashing and very, like, not good. And I would agree with that, especially in this one, the yellow one with the red of the netherrack definitely does not work. But in some builds, you can make that work, in my opinion. And it's really like the ugly combinations as well that sometimes help me like understand how a block works. I think this one is less good than the green one, because in my opinion, it goes less with a lot of the blocks that we have tried here. For example, the combo right here with the dark, the deep slate, doesn't work as well as the green one. Okay, so I have been playing around a lot more with these blocks, and I am so happy they added this new wood set. Like, this is amazing. Like, oh my god, I am so excited. Like, these fences, especially. These are, I think, my new favorite fences in the game. These are so good. Like, I can think of like 100 different things that I can build with these fences specifically. Like, even if you like place them on top of each other, they still look good. I love the trapdoors and the doors and everything else. I really love these stairs. Like, I can use these in a lot of different builds, these stairs. Also, like, the color of the texture. At first, I wasn't really sold on it. But, like, especially I when doing my test with my random blocks, I noticed that it didn't really work that well with reds and purples. But then I placed it next to some crimson wood, and I am happily surprised, actually, by how well this works together. Like, in some builds, this can be a very good combination. Also, you can do fancy floor designs with this. I also really like the button here. This is a really nice button, in my opinion, because the choice for the buttons in this game is actually an underrated feature, in my opinion. But now we have like a yellowish button. That way we can make our button stand out a lot more, and that's a really nice thing, in my opinion. Signs got a big change. You can now type emojis on them. There are some really good emojis on there. For example, the pickaxe is really nice. You can write on them on both sides, and you can edit them, and it's just amazing. I am so excited for this new update. Oh my god. And then there is the raft, which I don't really feel. This doesn't do it for me, but that's a thing with Minecraft updates. If you don't like a feature that they add, you can just decide, alright, that's not for me. You can just completely ignore it. And that's probably what I will be doing with the raft. I don't like the fact that this chest here is like sitting right at the edge of the raft. It's like exactly in line with the back of the thing here. And that's a bit weird in my opinion, but just in general, the raft doesn't really do it for me. I think I will keep it at just normal boats. Alright, let's actually explore a couple more things here before we go really exploring and go out into the world in order to discover some structures and some new loot. Hanging signs are awesome. Like, these blocks, I love them. They give me so much inspiration to build different things with them. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about these. They solve also a problem that I had in this game for a very long time. In my worlds, I like to connect my different builds with paths in between them. And on the intersections of these paths, I always wanted to build like markers to show you the way. So like with an arrow, okay, this direction you go towards that, or that direction you go towards that. And with the regular signs, that's actually quite annoying to do. In the past, that was a difficult process because, you know, you can only... In the past, you could only add text to a sign on one side. So if you wanted to do that, you had something like this. So let's do it as an example like that. And if you then wanted the sign to be readable on the other side, you had to have something like this. And that means that your sign to point in the direction you wanted to point had to be at least 1 block wide. And that is really difficult to work with because stylistically, or, you know, what I think of when I think of a marker like this to point a direction to something, I usually don't think of like a bulky fat sign. I usually think of something light, like the fences. And that means that you know, in the past, you couldn't really do that because, you know, you had to have a block like this. And it gets even more messy if you want to have a sign pointing in an orthogonal direction, if you wanted to go like that. Which is very difficult in the past. But now that is fixed, because now you can do... Let me demonstrate. Now that is completely fixed. Because now you can do something like this. Nope. Yeah, like that. And you can... Let me take these. You can have a sign with a arrow like that. And a sign with an arrow like that. And this is a light version of like whatever I was trying to do over there. But this is so much prettier. Like, I love this. Now that we have covered all or most of the things that we can easily get at our base from the new update, I think it is time to go on an exploration trip. And here I want to note that usually I am very cautious when exploring my world, because every time you explore your world, you sort of increase the distance you have to travel in order to come across new land. And in the long term, that can get quite annoying, because like if you start exploring a large part of your world, like when a new update hits and you have to get new land in order to get some new features, you might have to travel like 10,000 blocks in order to get there. However, this update, you know, is heavily focused on exploring like that because a lot of the newer loot, for example, the armor trims, generates in like structures in your world. And once you have them, you can just duplicate them wherever you want. And, you know, this, you know, when else am I going to explore? Because I say I am very cautious, so I would rather not explore. But then the question is, if I don't do it now, then what excuse do I need to do it anyway? Like, this is probably the best moment to do so anyway. I'm not sure what I'm going to explore yet, but I definitely want to go to some trail ruins, because that is a completely new structure that they added, and I kind of want to see what it is like. So that is probably what we'll go to first. I was doing this off camera, but actually I realized that this might be quite an important moment here. This is the first ender chest that we craft in our world, I think. So yeah, there we go. Now we have access to an ender chest, which just extends our inventory, which is useful when we go exploring, because when you go exploring, your inventory fills up so quickly. I have gathered myself all the supplies that I need on my little exploration trip, and over there is the house and all the things that we have built. And to start off, we are going to explore in that direction. Over to the left here, on that hill somewhere, is the world spawn. And the first destination is a cherry biome, which is new. And it should not be that far away, so I think I am just going to explore this with you on camera and just leave it in. Because this also gives me a little bit of time to talk about my opinions about this update. I think this update is amazing. Like, they did a really great job with this. I don't really have that many bad things to talk about, actually. I did want to tell you one thing, though, and that is, what do you think my favorite feature is in this new update? Because my favorite feature in this update might surprise some of you. Because it's not really an item that they added, or a mob that they added. It's not the camels, it's not the new wood types, no, it's... There are like two things, and I can't really choose between them what my real favorite is. One is the new lighting engine. So they changed the way that the game renders, and they changed the lighting engine in this update. And it is amazing. Like, they increased the performance of this game so much. Like, it runs so much more smoother in 1.20 than in 1.19. Like, it's insane. That is such a huge improvement. And in my opinion, they should do more of that. Like, they should make Minecraft a game that runs so smoothly. Like, I love this. And the other thing that that is like very close to my favorite is the reorganized creative inventory, because that is such a big quality of life improvement. As you can see over there, we have already arrived at our destination here. The cherry biome. We have some pink trees in the distance here. And yeah, that was really close by our base, so that's really nice. That actually tells you how cautious I am of exploring our world. The fact that like on a couple of on a couple hundred blocks distance from our base, there is like still new terrain. Yeah, so let's actually gather myself some of the new wood type here, and let's maybe also explore and see how it looks next to some other blocks. Although I think I will do that later, because I have still a couple other things in mind that I want to do in this episode, and I'm not sure if there is that much time left. So maybe it's best to just keep it at gathering the resources that we want from here, and then going to the next place. Alright, we also brought a fortune hoe so we can get some more saplings. Right, we also brought shears, although I don't think you need them for these flower petal things on the ground. Yep. Alright. I think these trees look really nice. And also I think that the wood looks really nice, because I have now in between this and the previous thing where I was experimenting with the bamboo, I have experimented a bit more off camera on a creative world, in a different world, with all of the new blocks. So I have a bit more of an idea what is possible and what is good and what isn't. So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, let's gather some more saplings here, and let's move on to the next thing. Man, I have to say, this valley right here is epic. Like, it's so beautiful. Just a moment ago, we were gathering the pink tree stuff up there on the hill, and I decided to walk down here because it looked pretty from up there, but once you're like actually in here, it looks awesome. Like, this is amazing terrain generation. I was back at base here to drop off the cherry tree stuff. And then I realized that I probably want to take a brush with me to brush the suspicious gravel and the suspicious sand on my journey. And then I wanted to craft one, and I came to the astonishing realization that we do not own a single feather, which is a very weird thing, actually. So that means that we first have to find a chicken. Ladies and gentlemen, I have traveled quite a distance in the nether here to this portal that I just created. And on the other side of this portal, supposedly, is the location of a trail ruin structure. So let's go through and let's find out. My portal actually spawned me underground at Y level -33, which was a pain because there's water here, and, you know, that was a lot of digging. But we are in the right location, because over here, as you can see, is the thing that we came for. There is some terracotta here and some gravel, and this supposedly is a trail ruin. So we'll find out how this structure is and what loot we can get here. However, maybe we should sleep first so we can maybe put a little like base on the land here. Annoyingly, the structure spawned in the water here, so what I will do first is I will strategically place some blocks here so that the water isn't always in our face. Because this structure generates like underground, and when we start digging, I don't want the water to be like all over me all the time. I kind of want it to be dry. Okay, let's do this. I already accidentally removed 2 gravel blocks, and I have identified myself this specific block right here. This is suspicious gravel, and if we use our brush on it, we get... what is that? What is that? Is that a purple candle? It's a purple candle. I am very surprised by that. That is like a different type of loot than I expected from this. That is like an item I was not expecting to get from this. First, let's check if there's any more of the suspicious gravel. I don't think so. So let's remove this layer of gravel. I'm also taking the terracotta with me because I love building with terracotta blocks. So, you know, every opportunity we can get them, I think I should take. Alright, here is the second one. Let's see what we get this time. That is a brick. We got a brick. Interesting. Oh my god, what did I just do? What is that? Are that seeds? Oh, it's beetroot seeds, I think. Yeah, beetroot seeds. I have come to this depth right here, and right here it seems to go outward, because up to this depth, everything was contained into the square that I dug out. But as you can see, there is like bricks here that go out of the square that I was digging. And there was also a suspicious gravel over here, which gives me... Oh, what is that? Oh, that's a smithing template. Which one is it? It's the Shaper armor trim. I have no idea if that is a good one or not. We'll have to find out later. You have to be so careful in these structures with a efficiency 4 diamond shovel. Because, I mean... yeah, it's so easy to break the suspicious sand and mistake them for regular sand. Like, oh, I got something new. A friend pottery sherd. Ooh, let's that's interesting because that means that we can craft pots now, and we will definitely get to that. But let me first excavate this thing completely. I saw that there was one more here, and what do we get now? Something blue. Is that blue dye? Oh, my inventory is full. Let's throw that away. Yeah, it's like blue dye. That's actually interesting that you can get dyes as loot here. You are getting really like a big variety of things here, both in terms of the blocks that are in the structure as in the loot that you get from here. This structure is much bigger than I expected, because I found a suspicious gravel all the way over here, and another one all the way on the back over there. And yeah, that means that there is quite a lot of suspicious gravel in here. By the way, the reason I was digging around like this is I first wanted to get a feel of like what I was looking for, and then I could... after I dig out with the pick, I could come back with the brush and then get all of the stuff that is in the suspicious gravel afterwards. Now they are throwing in some mud bricks into the mix, which is another new block that just adds to the large variety of things that you can find in these structures. Amazing. That's been a while since I've heard that. I think that I have finally found the end here, where the gravel and the coarse dirt and everything stops. And I have to say, that's insane, because this is like very far where it just keeps on going, and every now and then they'll throw in like a suspicious gravel, which is amazing. Like, this structure is very large, and you know, considering its size, it will probably take a while to completely excavate, so I'm not sure how I'm going to bring this in the video, because I think the video, I mean, we're already like 20 minutes in, I think, to my estimation, so that might give some problems, unless I just decide to, you know, have very little things to do in this episode and just only discover the new things in the 1.20 update, which, yeah, should work. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, that seems like the music disc. Yes, we got the music disc. This is the new music disc in 1.20, ladies and gentlemen. There's an enderman here. He just teleported in, and we do not have that many ender pearls, so I kind of want to kill this guy, so let's do this. It shouldn't be that big of a problem, however, I have no idea how he reacts to the fire on my sword. Where is he? Wow, that's loud. Is he coming to fight me? See, so that's the reason why I don't really like flame on my sword. Fighting endermen with flame is just such a pain. You never know if they are really gone or if they are still like on your yeah, I mean, in the future I think I might want to make myself a sword without flame enchantment just so I can fight endermen. I am taking all of these mud bricks because mud bricks are a really nice building block, and I think just in general I am taking all the blocks that are in this structure simply because I like these blocks and I want to build with them in other places. Interesting choice here, they put a campfire in here, which is a block that I did not expect to find here. Two! My god, that's been like months, maybe even years since I've heard these sounds, and now I get 2 in like 15 minutes, wow. I just checked how long the video is right now, and I came to the conclusion that it is about time to end it. And that feels really weird to me, because I had so many more things planned to do in this episode. But I simply could not get to them, because this structure is way too big and because I decided to talk way too much about random things. But honestly, I don't think that's bad, because when I now look at the video, I am satisfied with it. It's a good video, even though we don't necessarily make that much progress. Anyway, what I'll probably do is in between this episode and the next episode, I'll excavate this structure completely, and then at the start of next episode, we'll cover the things that I got from here. Also, that next episode will probably take a long time before it comes out, for multiple reasons. Firstly, I'm a bit ill, and maybe you can hear that. Maybe you can't, but either way, I'm a bit ill. And I don't feel comfortable enough to record a full episode with this voice. Secondly, right now, school's out for summer, and that means that my day-to-day life has a lot less structure than when I have school. That may sound very weird, that when school is out for summer, I actually have less time to play video games, but in the end, actually, I do think that is true. But maybe it's not necessarily that I have less time playing video games, but I have less time playing video games where I could also record videos, like talk to myself in my room. So, let's say at least 2 weeks until episode 12 comes out. On top of that, there were a couple other things that I wanted to talk about, but I think there's simply not enough time, so I will delay them to next episode. Maybe we'll just spend next episode to explore some more 1.20 stuff, just simply continue what we are doing in this episode. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Also, that brings me to the fact of the video. And the fact of episode 11 is that yogurt is essentially made by simply adding bacteria to milk. Now, the process is a little bit more complicated than that, but if you want to break it down to its essence, it's just adding bacteria to milk. I would like to thank you for watching, especially if you watched all the way to the end, till here, and I hope I can see you in the next episode. Goodbye. Oh, no. Instead of saying goodbye, I should say something different. Keep wondering. That's better.